To PT Live Q&A where you send your questions in and I answer them live on the air. So here is today's question that came in from a concerned parent. And the question is, greetings, sir. Please, I have a 9-month-old baby. When I sit him up, he lies back with his tummy. From my observation, I think the problem is from his neck. It's not stable and strong. Feels like he can't carry his head on his own, which is affecting his posture. Even when being carried, he always very heavy because he can't handle his neck. What do you think we can do to help my baby, my little baby, please? So thank you so much for the question. And the fact that this parent mentioned baby's neck leads me to believe that this baby may have a little bit of what's called hypotonia, where baby struggles to move their body and baby's body just feels a little bit more floppy than usual. If you hold baby's arms or baby's legs, or if you hold baby by the trunk and you put baby in this position, baby's head and legs tend to dangle down and just kind of hang, where everything just seems a little bit too loose and floppy. So now let's talk about the neck and head control, because head control should start really like around 1 to 2 months. And so the fact that this baby is already 9 months old and still struggling to hold the head up, we need to take a step back and focus exclusively on head control and do some head control exercises to help baby just be able to hold that head up, but by strengthening baby's neck muscles. So there are two muscles on the side of baby's neck, on either side, on the side of all of our necks, and they're called the sternocleidomastoid muscles. These muscles are really thick and strong, and they help us to hold our head up, but also to rotate our head, tilt our head from side to side. And so these are the muscles that we want to zoom in on and strengthen a little bit. Now, before I move any further, I do want to take a quick break and tell you that I created a free PDF that I'm going to put in the description. It shows you all the milestones for your little one from 0 to 12 months. You can print it out, slap it on your refrigerator, and have it as a resource so that you can keep track of where your baby should be and when to reach out for some help. Now, getting back to our head control exercises. What you want to do is start off in tummy time. Tummy time is a great position to help a baby to be able to lift their head, hold that head up, and start off exercising the muscles on the back of baby's neck. So if you take your baby and put your baby on a boppy, especially for those babies who don't like tummy time or don't particularly care for the tummy time position, what I like to do and what I recommend to parents to do is put your baby in a boppy like this, backwards, where baby is on their tummy, their chest is on the boppy, so that their body is down inside the boppy like this, where the boppy is giving baby a lot of support under his chest and on his forearms. You can encourage baby to bring those forearms in and be able to start lifting and holding that head up. I like to use a toy mirror like this one that I have here on the ground, and that'll cue baby to lift his head up and start looking at himself in the mirror. What this does is it strengthens the neck muscles on the back of baby's neck, those extensor muscles that baby use for lifting and picking the head up. And this will cue baby to pick their head up to look at themselves in the mirror. If a parent wants to, they can get down on the ground and lay flat on the ground face to face with your little one so that baby can make eye contact with you. That's the first exercise. The next exercise or activity that we're going to do is to sit on the ground facing away from, with baby facing away from you. You can sit baby in between your legs like this. Give baby a lot of support around the shoulders. Trap baby's arms in towards their trunk so that baby is only responsible for lifting and holding the head up. And you can already see once I give baby that extra stability, the way that baby was able to hold the head in a single position. What you want to do is get baby to hold their head up stable Once baby is able to hold their head up in this position stably with the head upright, now you can start doing little weight shifts, subtle weight shifts, side to side, and then front to back. And what you can also do is lean baby backwards a little bit and cue baby to do what I like to call a neck sit up or a head sit up, where baby is just bringing their head, letting the head go backwards a little bit and bringing the head forward to where baby is bringing their head back up into midline. Now, once your baby is able to do this and baby gets better at holding their head up, just being using their head as kind of a bowling ball and a weight, and being able to hold their head up, you can then move on and start doing a few more challenging activities for your little one to really challenge baby to get control of their neck. And as the neck control gets better, a lot of that strength will transition down into baby's trunk and start working on some trunk stability and being able to hold their body upright in space as baby is moving around throughout their day. The next activity that we can do for our little one to help baby be able to develop better head control is what's called the pull to sit with a pause. So the way you do this, put your baby to lie on their back. I like to use the boppy again. Put baby in the boppy, and once you have baby laying in the boppy, take baby, hold baby by the hands. Now, in the beginning, if for a baby who has low muscle tone or a baby who is a little bit floppy, when you do this maneuver, this is called the pull to sit maneuver, where you pull baby by the arms, you will notice what's called a head lag, where baby's head may be lagging behind the body. Now, if you see this, this is a sign, a classic sign of neck weakness and instability and just poor head control, where baby is not able to hold and tuck their chin to the top of their chest and bring their head up with their body as you're pulling baby up into sitting. This baby is already 9 months old, so this baby should be able to do this maneuver pretty easily. If baby is not able to do this maneuver, when you hold the hands, you bring baby halfway up, you are noticing that the head is lagging behind the body. That's what's called a head lag. What you can do is take your hands and support baby around his torso. Give baby a little bit more support and just hold baby at this position, halfway up and halfway down, to see if you can get baby to do this. Just tuck that chin in and bring that head up, where you're doing essentially a little mini baby head sit up, for lack of a better phrase, kind of a sit up with baby's head, where you're exercising baby's sternocleidomastoid muscles on both sides of the body. You're also exercising the muscles on the front of baby's neck as you're moving and cueing baby to continue to let that head go backwards just slightly, hold it there in midline, in line with their body, and then tuck that chin in. You can do, I would say, try to do like about 8 to 10 of those in a row with your little one, and that'll help to strengthen baby's neck muscles. Once baby is able to do this exercise well and has a little bit better control, we can then start to target those neck muscles on the side of baby's neck by putting baby in a position that often goes unnoticed, and a lot of times parents and caregivers in general tend to forget about this position. And this position is sideline. Now, the way I want you to do the sideline position is to take your baby, put baby to lie flat on their back with their head on a soft, either a little pillow, or I like to use a rolled up towel, because then I can adjust the height so that it's at the right height for baby. Now you'll notice this one I'm not using a full blown towel. I'm just using a small little hand towel that I can fold and make sure it's the right height for your baby, depending on how big your baby is. And what you're shooting for is when you put baby to lie on the pillow with their head on the pillow. What you want to shoot for when you roll baby onto their side is that with the baby's head lying on the towel, that baby's head is in midline. I'm going to make this one a little bit thicker so it gives baby a little bit more support under the head. Put your hands on baby's hips, roll baby onto their side. And what I like to do when I'm in parents' homes, I will actually get down on the ground with a little one and I will lay on my side so that I can be face to face with baby. And then I'll take my hand, put my hand on baby's shoulder and lift my head so that I'm showing baby what to do, that this is the activity I'm trying to get baby to do. When you put your hand on baby's shoulder like this, what you're doing is providing a downward force, and that's helping baby helping to counteract gravity acting on baby's head and pulling baby's head down into the into the towel, pulling baby's head down towards the floor, and that will let baby lift their head up this way. What I want to encourage you to do is whatever we do on the right side, we also do on the left side. So roll your baby over onto the other side. You switch positions, get in the opposite position, and then go ahead and roll baby onto the other side and put your hand on baby's shoulder again and see if you can cue baby to lift that head up and make eye contact with you as you are laying down on the ground. So those are a couple of different activities that you can do to help your baby to develop better head control. Once the head control gets better, your baby will get to a point where they will feel confident in holding their head up, turning and looking around. What I also like to do, another activity that I like to do for babies, is put baby to sit, and I'll give baby a lot of support around the trunk and cue baby to lift their head up, and I can use a toy to cue baby to rotate their head side to side as I'm giving baby support around their trunk, around their upper body, and helping baby to better control that head and start to turn and look and move in different directions as baby begins to build up some self-confidence and develop better head control. Let's take a look and see if we have any questions coming in. Okay, it looks like we have answered everybody's questions. All right, so in my next live, I'm going to do a video about tummy time for folks who've been asking me about tummy time and complaining that their baby hates tummy time. So I'm going to do a live on how to help your baby to be able to overcome the tummy time problems that a lot of babies have. Okay, I will see you the next one.